Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I am doing a book tag. It is Canada Day today, so I figured I would do a Canada Day themed video like I always do every year. So for this one I am doing the A book tag, and I will link the creator's video down below as well as all the questions, and I will link my past Canada Day videos down below as well. I did ask you guys on Twitter if you wanted to see a Canada Day book tag or my top 10 favorite books by Canadian authors, and you guys voted for the book tag, so that is what I'm doing. Happy Canada Day. I don't really have any plans, to be honest. I'm probably just going to enjoy the day and maybe hang out with my family, but that's about it. I never really do anything big for Canada Day. I just kind of hang out and do nothing. But I want to wish you all a happy Canada Day, and I hope you all have a happy, fun, and safe day. Alright, so let's just get into the questions. Question number 1, what is your connection to Canada? I am born and raised and currently live in Canada, so that is my connection. I love Canada. I love living here. I am so lucky to live here and to have been born and raised here, and I am a proud Canadian. Number 2, talk about a book with red on the cover. I had a couple choices for this, but I am gonna go with Pucked Off by Helena Hansen. It does have red. The spine is completely red. It does have red on this book. I wanted to pick this book because the author is Canadian and it does feature a hockey player, and this was a great answer for this question because it's very themed. This is actually one of my favorite hockey romances of all time. I really love this book. It's so funny because this is probably my favorite book in the series. Like, the other books are all right, but I do like this one the most, and it is one of my favorite hockey romances of all time. This is book 6 in the series, so it is like one of the last books, but it's just a wonderful, beautiful hockey romance, and I absolutely love this book. Number 3, talk about a book with white on the cover. For this, I am picking The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is kind of like an off-white slash like kind of light gray, but I feel like it still works for this question, and this is one of my favorite books of all time. So this was the 25th anniversary edition, and I already had one edition right there, but I had to have this pretty, like, it's a very plain edition, but I just think it's so simple and pretty, and I really like it. And I just feel like this also fits the book really well. I don't know, I just really love this. It just follows a group of students who are troubled and who go through a lot of shit and who make more shit for themselves. Complicated and complex and just so interesting. This is one of my favorite books of all time. So number 4, maple syrup. Talk about a sugary sweet OTP. For this, I'm gonna go with a recent one, and that is Archer and Bree from Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. They are pretty sweet and cute and very like innocent, but they're both very emotional and they carry a lot of baggage, and they're just super sweet and kind to each other, and they're so like heartwarming, and I just absolutely love their story, and they're such a great couple. 5, Poutine. Talk about a guilty pleasure book or a genre. I actually don't have an answer for this because I never really feel guilty of what I like to read. I mean, I feel like maybe dark romance is like a guilty pleasure. Like I really enjoy reading dark romance, and sometimes I feel like I read too much of it maybe. So maybe that's like a guilty pleasure, is like any dark romance. Number 6, Canada's diversity. Talk about your favorite diverse read. For this, I'm gonna go with a recent new favorite, and that is Tinsel by Devney Perry. I've talked about this book a lot because I really love it. Our male character is Native American, and he grew up on a reserve, and he left the reserve to kind of live his own life. And in this book, he deals with a lot of those expectations and family traditions and dealing with all of that pressure and his family and all of that, and I just thought it was a beautiful book and I really loved it. And I also really loved the main character, Sophia. She was going through a lot of other things, and both of the characters were like really opposites, and I just thought it was a fantastic read. It made me cry. I loved it. Number 7, Lacrosse, an epic battle in a book. This one was really hard for me to think about because I think back to like all the YA I used to read, and I'm like, I can't remember a specific battle in a book. Literally all I could think about was any of the Shadowhunter books, because a lot of them have like epic battles and stuff. So I don't really have a specific answer for this, but I'm sure a lot of YA fantasies could fit for this because a lot of them have epic battle scenes and stuff. But yeah, I can't pinpoint a specific book. The one I was gonna say is Bound by Love by Cora Riley, because it is a dark romance, it's a mafia romance, and it does have a couple of like gun battle scenes, I guess. So I think I'm gonna go with that because I can't really think of a specific scene or anything like that. I just have a really bad memory. Number 8, 10 Provinces. Talk about the 10th book you've read this year. The 10th book I read this year was Degradation by Stylo Fantôme, which is the first book in the Kane trilogy or Kane series. And this I read like back in January, and I think I gave it 4 stars. I liked it. It is again kind of a dark romance. It's a very strong hate to love erotica dark romance. I did enjoy it. The female character drove me a little insane, but I did enjoy it enough to continue the series and want to try more from this author. So it was definitely something different, and I did like it. Number 9, 3 Territories. Talk about your top 3 favorite books of all time. I don't know how I could pick 3 top favorites, so I'm just gonna mention a couple of my favorite books of all time. So we have Monster in His Eyes, we have The Hating Game, we have The Learning Hours, Change of Hearts, and Fallen Too Far by Abby Glines. These are like some of my favorite books of all time. I feel like it's so hard for me to pick like top 5s or top 10s even. I did make a video, I think like 2 years ago, called my top, or maybe it was a year ago, called my top 10 favorite books of all time. I do feel like that list has changed a little bit, but yeah, these are some of my favorite books of all time. I couldn't pick 3, just deal with it. Number 10, Beaver. Talk about an annoying but important character. Again, this was something that was really hard for me to think about, as in like an annoying character, but that's important. I couldn't think of it. So I'm just gonna go with Hollis from the Briar You series by Elle Kennedy. He is so annoying. Like, I get that he's like 20, but I found him so incredibly annoying, and he's not really that important. But I couldn't think of another character that was annoying but important. So I'm just gonna go with Hollis because he just annoyed me. I mean, he's not really that important, so it doesn't really go for this question, but that's really all I could think of, honestly. Number 11, Colourful Money. Colorful books, naked hardbacks included, that you own. So again, I was kind of going through all my shelves. I realized I don't have a lot of colorful books. I do have The Problem with Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is pretty. I also have 10,000 Skies Above You by Claudia Gray. This entire trilogy actually has really, really pretty covers, but I think this is my favorite cover out of all of them. And then another colorful book is Love Life in the List by Casey West. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of colorful books. A lot of them just either have really colorful spines or are just like kind of one color, but like different shades of it. And the last question is number 12, say A. So that is it for this tag. I also tag anybody who wants to do this tag. Happy Canada Day. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.